Hello and welcome to the draw for the 2020 Betfred World Matchplay, the biggest ranking event in darts outside of the World Championship. A little bit different this year, of course, all the coronavirus restrictions are not going to be taking place in its spiritual home at the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. It's going to be here at the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes. I'm joined by Paul Nicholson, former Players Champion. Paul, enormous event. It's going to be slightly different from how we usually enjoy the match play. It's not going to stop it being a collection of the best players in the world playing some of the most exciting darts.
Absolutely right. And I think what's really important here is that a couple of years ago we had an atmosphere behind closed doors in Minehead. So a lot of these players are going to have the experience of that, admittedly with a slightly bigger stage, I think, and the field is going to be very, very strong. I think with some of the seeds being slightly off form throughout the summer series for the PDC, we are possibly going to see a lot of upsets, I think.
Well, look, we have been here over the last few days of the PDC Summer Series, seen some very, very exciting stuff from some of the big names and some of the unheralded guys who are involved in this draw. Now, as always with the World Matchplay, we have 16 seeded players, the top 16 in the world, so in theory the best 16 players on planet Earth. But then we've got 16 unseeded players who are picked from the Pro Tour Order of Merit. It's a one-year system for the various tour events like these ones we've been playing here, so in theory it should be the 16 most informed players outside of that world's top 16. Not for everybody, is it? I mean, what's your record at the match play like, Paul?
Not great. 2 wins, quite a few visits, lots of controversy and a few fines on my part. So I think if I wanted to play the World Match Play away from Blackpool, I would have loved it here.
Right, well, there we go. I mean, but it was entertaining, even so. We are going to start the draw. So I'm going to step out the way and let you stand here, Paul. I'm going to ask you to draw the seeded players first. So we'll do one seeded player and then their unseeded opponent. We'll go all the way through the draw. And then at the end, we will have everything set up for the Betfred World Matchplay. Take it away, Paul. So the first seeded player.
Why not start with number 1?
Number 1, Michael Van Gerwen, and he will play.
Sorry. Actually, I'm not. Number 18.
Number 18, that is Brendan Dolan. Mighty Mike, 2-time winner of the Betfred World Matchplay, taking on Brendan Dolan, who's just inside the world's top 32 on a bit of a resurgence. Brendan Dolan won a couple of titles in the last year or so to get into the field. Right, MVG taking on Brendan Dolan. Next player.
Number 2.
Number 2. I mean, the balls have been checked and verified, and they've even been swirled, but he's picked out 1 and 2 for the first 2 balls. That is, of course, Peter Wright, the world champion.
Number 19.
Number 19, Jose de Sousa. Wow, Peter Wright, the world champion and Masters champion, a man who's made the final of the match play against Jose de Sousa, the Portuguese number 1, who's been brilliant here so far in Milton Keynes last week and has already picked up a couple of PDC titles in his debut year last year. Next player for us then, Paul.
Probably number 3. It is number 7.
Mixing it up. That is Daryl Gurney, super chin. Very nearly made the final last year. He will play.
Number 32.
Number 32, the man who just scraped in. It is Rapid Ricky Evans, the fastest player on the planet. Rapid Ricky, taking on Daryl Gurney, who, were it not for Rob Cross's amazing comeback in the semi-finals last year, he may well have gone and made the final and won the match play. Next player for us.
Number 15.
Number 15. That is Glenn Durrant. Incredible debut last year, made the semi-finals. He will play.
Number 25.
Number 25 is Jeffrey Desvan. Interesting tie, that one. Does it absolutely sensational. Knocked out Michael Van Gerwen on his debut last year. He's there as a seed this year. Jeffrey Desvan, semi-finalist a couple of years ago. Incredible run. He is returning from injury, though. Don't really know what to expect from him just yet. Next player for us, please, Paul.
Number 10.
Number 10, that is Dave Chizzy Chisnell. Massive 180 hitter is Chizzy.
We'll play number 29.
Vincent van der Voort. That is a repeat of a match they had at the World Championship. It's an absolute blinder as well from Vincent. But Dave Chisnell, quarter-final after quarter-final after quarter-final of the World Matchplay. Desperate to take that next step. Next match, please.
Number 3.
Number 3, that is Gerwyn Price, the Iceman. Made a final here in Milton Keynes just, what, half an hour ago. Lost out to Peter Wright.
Number 20.
Number 20 is Danny Noppert. I've got a feeling that they've met before, maybe the World Grand Prix. But Danny Noppert's been playing some excellent stuff over this last week. Looks like he's come back from lockdown, looking very, very dangerous. But Gerwyn Price, what a player he is. Next game for us, please.
That is number 6.
Number 6, that is Nathan Aspinall. Made his debut at the match play last year, went out in round 1 to Mervyn King.
Number 27.
Number 27 is Dimitri Vandenberg, the 2-time World Youth Champion. Spent a significant portion of time during lockdown at Peter Wright's house because he couldn't get back home to Belgium. We'll have to see if it's rubbed off on him. So it's Nathan Aspinall versus Dimitri Vandenberg. Next seeded player for us.
Number 8.
Number 8, that is the Flying Scotsman Gary Anderson, the 2018 World Matchplay Champion.
We'll play number 28.
We'll play Justin Pipe. Those two, oh, they go back a number of years. Justin Pipe, he had to pull out of the tournaments the last couple of days with an injury. However, he's kind of had a resurgence, a bit like Brendan Dolan. Played some excellent stuff over the last year. He's back at the match play. But Gary Anderson hit a 9-darter, won the title a couple of years ago. Said he really liked the match play, but turns out he's brilliant. Next player.
Number 9.
James Wade, former match play champion himself. He's won a title here in Milton Keynes this last few days.
He will play number 30.
Number 30 is Keegan Brown, another former World Youth Champion. James Wade looks like he's really come back firing as well. Won the title with ease the other day. So Keegan Brown will take on the machine James Wade. Next seeded player for us.
Unlucky for some, number 13.
Number 13, that is Krzysztof Ratajski, the Polish number 1, number 13th seed.
Number 21.
21, that is Gabriel Clemens, a man making his debut, the German giant, very, very talented. Krzysztof. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. 21 is Jermaine Watamina. Gabriel Clemens will wait for us. Jermaine Watamina, the machine gun, another fast player. Did, of course, partner Michael van Gerwen at the World Cup of Darts. So, Jermaine Watamina versus Krzysztof Ratajski. Next seeded player for us.
Number 12.
Number 12 is Mensur Suljovic, finalist 2 years ago. Lost out to Gary Anderson in the longest match play final we've ever seen.
Number 24.
Number 24 is Jamie Hughes, Yozza, a man who made his debut at the match play after winning the Czech Darts Open in Prague last year. So it's Jamie Hughes taking on Mensur Suljovic. Next player for us, Paul.
Number 5.
Number 5 is Michael Smith, a man who made the final last year. He's made the final of the World Championship, the Premier League, of course. He will play.
Number 23.
Number 23 is the Ferret, Johnny Clayton, the Welsh number 2. He's certainly a very dangerous player, Johnny Clayton, but hasn't really turned it on at the match play just yet. We have still the defending champion in there. Adrian Lewis still in there.
Number 4.
And that is the defending champion, Rob Cross, Voltage, European champion as well, beginning the defence of his title.
Number 22.
22, that is Gabriel Clemens, the German number 2, the German giant. Could be an absolute stormer. Rob Cross has come very close to winning a title on his return to competitive darts here in Milton Keynes. He begins the defence of his title against Gabriel Clemens. Next up.
Number 11.
Number 11, that is the Diamond, Ian White.
Number 17.
17, that is Joe Cullen. Wow, what a game that is. Joe Cullen, only just outside the seeded positions. He's qualified by winning a title on the European Tour last year. Of course, he made a quarter-final a couple of years ago, beaten by Gary Anderson, missed match darts in that incredible game which involved the 9-darter. Fabulous first-round game, the Diamond versus Joe Cullen. A couple more for us, Paul.
Number 16.
Number 16, that is the Wizard, Simon Whitlock, who had the misfortune of captaining this man in the World Cup of Darts for Australia for a while.
He's a lucky boy to be in the field. He's going to play number 26.
Number 26, a man making his debut, Ryan Joyce, won a title this week in Milton Keynes from, I don't know where, his first PDC title, and it shot him into the field for the first time. Ryan Joyce, massive opportunity for him against Simon Whitlock. I'm hoping there's one ball left in each of those.
Number 14.
Number 14, that is Adrian Lewis.
Number 31.
Excellent stuff. Adrian Lewis, the 2013 finalist, takes on Steve Beaton, making his 21st appearance at the Betfred World Matchplay, his 20th consecutively as well. So let's run you through the draw bracket from top to bottom. Mighty Michael Van Gogh in the world #1, taking on Brendan Dolan. We've got Simon Whitlock, the Wizard, up against Ryan Joyce making his debut. Gary Anderson versus Justin Pipe, two guys who know each other inside out after many years on the tour together. James Wade goes up against Keegan Brown. Rob Cross beginning the defence of his title against the German giant Gabriel Clemens. Christoph Ratajski, Jermaine Watamina. Michael Smith versus Johnny the Ferret Clayton, and Mensur Suljovic versus Yoza Jamie Hughes. The bottom half of the draw sees Peter Wright versus Jose de Sousa. Glenn Durrant against Jeffrey Desvaughn. Darryl Gurney and Rapid Ricky Evans. Dave Chesnell and Vincent van der Voort. And then Gerwin Price versus Danny Noppert. The bronzed Adonis Steve Beaton against Adrian Lewis. Nathan Aspinall against Dimitri Vandenberg. And Ian White versus Joe Cullen. Well, look, it's your fault, Paul. You've picked them.
Yep.
What do you pick out from there that really catches the eye?
Well, I always thought that whoever gets Clemens is going to be in a bit of trouble. We've seen some good stuff from Rob Cross in the last few days. He's got Clemens, and I think that is the one that tickles my taste buds the most. But Jose de Sousa is going to be very, very hard to beat.
Well, he is going to be very hard to beat, but then Peter Wright, he's just won the title here today and won the Summer Series ahead of even Michael Van Gerwen, who won 2 titles here over the last 5 days. Do you think de Sousa could spring an upset, particularly seeing as he's already been in this field? It's not going to be a first in Blackpool Winter Gardens for him.
He has the capabilities of doing so. We've seen that with his stats throughout the course of the last 18 months, but it's whether he can do it on the stage and in an atmosphere that everyone's going to be alien with here at the Marshall Arena. So he can, but as far as whether he will, I'm not so sure.
Well, look, 32 of the world's best dart players going at it over more than a week. It's going to be live on Sky Sports. The Betfred World Matchplay all gets going on July 18th here at the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes. Keep an eye on Betfred social media and the PDC social media for loads more information about one of the biggest tournaments in the world, the second biggest tournament, really, certainly the biggest ranking one outside of the World Championship. The Betfred World Matchplay is on the way.